has the Triangle region of North Carolina just become too expensive? I've heard from a few viewers recently that it seems that Raleigh, North Carolina is only made up of multi-million-dollar mansions and overpriced homes. And while those homes are always fun to drool over, I think it's important to show you the myriad of affordable parts of the Triangle where you can find anything from a resale single-family home to a new construction townhouse or condo. So today, we're going to explore the top 10 most affordable suburbs of Raleigh, North Carolina as we kick off 2026. But before we get all nerdy with the numbers, my name is Matt Martin, and not only am I a Raleigh-based realtor, but I'm also a transplant to the Triangle region, originally from LA and New York City. I've helped tons of clients just like you do exactly what I did back in 2021 and relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina. So if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. All right, so what's the definition of affordable? Of course, that varies for everyone, but for purposes of this video, I defined it as any suburb or city within about a 30-minute drive of downtown Raleigh, with a median single-family home price below that of the county at large. So as of year-end 2025, the median single-family home price across Wake County was $529,000. So let's check out the top 10 parts of town with a median home price under that threshold. And first up, we have the capital city itself, Raleigh. Now, Raleigh barely broke into the top 10 with its median single-family home price of $527,000 in the last quarter of 2025. But hey, a win is a win. Now, Raleigh is massive. It's the second largest city in the state after Charlotte, so of course you're going to have a wide span of house prices. But there were nearly 2,000 homes in Raleigh last year that sold for under $500,000, with 15% of those being new construction homes. These homes averaged about 1,800 square feet, and resale homes in Raleigh spent about 44 days on the market in Q4. Now, just a dorky little side note. For days on market, I'm only including resale homes from the last 3 months of the year, as new construction homes aren't always reported accurately and they can significantly skew the numbers. On the townhome and condo side of things, Raleigh has a ton of options with nearly 1,800 townhomes and condos selling in 2025 for under $500,000 and a median sales price of just $335,000 in the last 3 months of the year. Now, only about 24% of those are new construction, so at that price point, you're likely looking at a resale townhome or condo, but they'll average about 1,550 square feet. Next up, we have Fuquay-Varina, which is always a fun one for newbies to learn how to say correctly. The median single-family home price here in the last 3 months of 2025 was $511,000, which is about 3% below the county average. And resale properties spent an average of about 53 days on the market. Fuquay-Varina actually used to be two separate cities that merged in the 1960s, which means there are actually two separate downtowns, but they're only about a mile apart and they're both incredibly charming with great restaurants and shopping. Fuquay is about 30 to 40 minutes from downtown Raleigh, 30 minutes from RDU, and about 35 to 45 minutes from downtown Durham. Throughout 2025, there were 782 single-family properties that sold in Fuquay-Varina for under $500,000, averaging about 2,000 square feet, and about 43% of them were brand new construction. Now, if you're looking for a new construction townhome or condo, Fuquay-Varina is a great option. Almost all of the 217 townhomes that sold here in 2025 were under $500,000, and a whopping 87% of them were new construction. And they're an even better deal than Raleigh, with a median sales price of just $319,000 and plenty of space, averaging just shy of 2,000 square feet. Okay, now the prices are going to drop quickly as we head into number 8, which is Rolesville. Here, the median single-family home price is just a smidge over $450,000, and resale homes spent about 61 days on the market. Rolesville is just 25 to 30 minutes from downtown Raleigh and 30 minutes from RTP and RDU, with its close proximity to the Outer Beltline. Durham's a bit further away at about 40 minutes. Now, Rolesville's small, but it's loaded with new construction, so it makes sense that we only saw 115 single-family home sales here last year under $500,000, but 70% of those were brand new. And you get a lot for your money in Rolesville. It actually has the largest average square footage for those sub-$500,000 homes at just over 2,200 square feet. Now, if you're looking for a townhome or condo, this probably isn't your best bet, as there were only 18 that sold in the last year in total. But if you can find one, there's a 50-50 chance it'll be new, and you need to act quick. These properties only spent an average of 8 days on the market, and the median price was just $337,000 for around 1,700 square feet. Next up, we have Willow Springs. I say that because you'll hear it pronounced both with and without that final S, and there are different explanations as to why and where the cutoff is, but regardless of how you say it, the median home price here is $450,000, which is 15% lower than the county at large, and resale homes spent an average of 45 days on the market. Willow Springs is largely unincorporated, so you'll have lower taxes here since town services like water and trash are handled privately. The area has seen quite a bit of growth recently, which is evidenced by the fact that the last time I did one of these videos, Willow Springs was number 2 on the list, so word is definitely getting out. And that growth has been driven by the opening of the I-540 extension, but it will still have a more rural feel than others on this list. But with that, you'll get more peace and quiet, typically more land, and you still have easy access to downtown Raleigh, which is only about a 30-minute drive away. In 2025, there were 171 single-family homes that sold here for under $500,000, averaging about 2,000 square feet. In terms of townhomes and condos, this isn't where you're going to find them. There were only 3 sold in all of 2025, so let's move on to the next city. Next up is Garner, where the median home price is 17% below the county at $441,000, and resale properties spent an average of 39 days on the market. Garner is an awesome place to consider if you want to be super close to downtown Raleigh without paying Raleigh prices. While it spans a large area, the northern parts are only about 10 minutes from downtown, so you have really easy access to everything. We've seen a lot of new communities coming up here, with nationwide builders like Lennar and Pulte leading the charge. But unfortunately, most of those new construction homes are going to require you to up the price point. In fact, only 27% of the 565 single-family homes that sold in Garner in 2025 for under $500,000 were brand new. So at the sub $500,000 price point, you're likely looking at a resale home averaging about 2,000 square feet. But if you're set on new construction, Garner offers plenty of affordable options on the townhome and condo front. There were 174 total sales in 2025, with a median sales price of just $313,000 for nearly 1,800 square feet. And the amazing part of that is that 70% of these were new construction. All right, we're halfway through, which is the perfect time for me to ask a little favor. If you're liking this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell so you're always alerted about my newest videos, which I try to get out every week. I really appreciate the support. All right, continuing on. Next on the list is Knightdale, where the median home price is 17% below the county at $436,000, and property spent an average of 41 days on the market. It's located just east of Raleigh, so it's super quick to get to downtown, and it's bordered by I-540 for convenient access to RTP and RDU in only 30 minutes. Not only that, but the final leg of I-540 is under construction now, which will finally close the entire Beltline and connect Knightdale to its neighbors to the south. So if you're looking to be close to the action but in a slightly quieter setting, Knightdale is a great option. In 2025, there were 368 single-family homes that sold here for under $500,000, and about 38% of those were new construction homes. We're also starting to see more townhomes and condos popping up in Knightdale, where 86% of the townhomes and condos sold in 2025 were new construction. And what's great is that they're also super affordable, with all 100 of the sales in 2025 coming in under $500,000. In fact, the end of the year saw a median sales price of just $355,000 for these properties, with an average size of just over 2,000 square feet, which makes them the largest in the top 10. All right, at number 4, we have one of the 3 anchor cities of the Triangle, Durham. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you've heard me say this 100 times, but if you draw an imaginary line between Durham, Raleigh, and Chapel Hill, you get the triangle shape from which the region derives its name. Now, Durham had a median price of $435,000, with over 1,600 single-family homes selling last year for under $500,000. Now, don't expect brand new here for sub $500,000. Only 11% of those 1,600 homes were new construction. But you can get a cute resale home around 1,650 square feet, and living in Durham gives you access to a ton of entertainment. As the 4th largest city in the state, Durham prides itself on its booming restaurant and brewery scene and the expansive redevelopment of its downtown, where you'll see tons of new condo and apartment buildings going up. And speaking of condos and townhomes, Durham offers quite a few options, with nearly 900 selling last year for under $500,000, and 40% of those being new construction. Here, you can expect around 1,620 square feet with a median price of just $356,000. All right, we've made it to the top 3. Next up is Wendell, where the median home price is 20% below the county at $427,000, and property spent an average of 50 days on the market. Wendell has seen massive growth in the last few years with the development of Wendell Falls, which is a nearly 4,000 home master plan community. Historic downtown Wendell is also incredibly cute and has seen a lot of revitalization. In 2025, there were 507 properties sold in Wendell under $500,000 at around 2,000 square feet, and just over half of them were new construction. But if you think that ratio is high, it's even crazier on the townhome and condo side of things, where 94% of the nearly 260 sold last year were brand new. Now, this makes sense, as Wendell didn't really have any condo or townhome offerings before Wendell Falls came along. And you get a lot for your money, with the average square footage coming in around $1,770 for a median price of just $294,000. All right, we're almost to number 1, but first, in the runner-up spot, we've got Archer Lodge and Clayton, which abut each other in the southeasternmost part of the triangle. The median single-family home price here is a whopping 28% below the county at $380,000, and properties spent an average of 47 days on the market. Clayton straddles Wake and Johnston counties, and it's undergoing incredible growth fueled by the expansion of major pharma companies like Novo Nordisk. Here, you'll find everything from rural farms to brand new subdivisions. In 2025, there were 957 properties sold in Clayton under $500,000, which is the highest volume after the much larger cities of Raleigh and Durham. And while there's a lot of new construction happening in Clayton and Archer Lodge, only about 32% of those homes under $500,000 were brand new. So you're likely going to find a resale home that's just shy of 2,000 square feet. Clayton and Archer Lodge also offer some great budget-friendly townhomes and condos. All 258 sales in 2025 were under $500,000, and 65% of them were new construction. The end of the year saw a median price of just $269,000 and an average size of about 1,650 square feet. And finally, we get to number 1 on the list, Zebulon, where the median home price is a whopping 31% lower than the county average at $365,000, and properties spent an average of 61 days on the market. Zebulon is the easternmost city on this list, and while it's a bit further from RTP, it's still only about a 30-minute drive from downtown Raleigh. It has a great small-town feel with a population of only about 8,000 people and highly rated public schools. Best of all, you have lots of options. There were 541 properties sold here in 2025 for under $500,000, and over 58% of them were new construction homes. And the average size was just shy of 2,000 square feet, so you get a lot for your money. And then, much like the other eastern towns that are growing so much lately, we're also now starting to see some townhome and condo options in Zebulon. Nearly 100 of them sold last year, with 91% of them being new construction. And best of all, they had a median sales price of just $272,000 for over 1,600 square feet. So those are the top 10 most affordable Raleigh suburbs as we head into 2026. Which ones are you the most interested in? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to kick off your home hunt here in the Triangle region of North Carolina, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below or by scanning this QR code right here with your phone. And if you liked this video, I have a whole catalog of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one here that you may like, so give it a click to keep on watching.